Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another love wisdom video in my YouTube channel. I hope everyone is doing well, and guess what, it is the month of February. It is a love month. It is, the month of being the Valentine month, which is about love. But most of all, it serves as a reminder that love is always present 24/7. And so it's not just for one day that you feel the love. However, being in this vibrational energy of the month that is very amplified because of the collective level of so many people who are celebrating the month of love, I would say the majority, there is an amplified version of this love energy. And so that's why I wanted to create this love wisdom video designed for that purpose, to discuss the energy of self-love and how to increase that in us much stronger. It's, techniques that I've used on myself when I went through my own healing trauma after my divorce, and I had to work really deep inside myself to really build the self-love. So first of all, let's ask the question: are you one who's looking to connect more or attract your twin flame to you, or in other words, ultimate soulmate in your life? Well, then this is the video for you, to help you with that energy of magnetizing that energy of the twin flame energy. So I'm Monica Bermudez, and I am an intuitive energy healer, a heart repair and heart activator, as well as a light language channeler. And the techniques that I share here are to help with the twin flames, sharing 3 sacred keys to self-love, to love yourself more instantly. And these are techniques, as I said, I'm very passionate about the twin flame energy and the whole relationship around that. And so I wanted to share these 3 sacred keys with you, because this is the foundation of the twin flame energy, is starting with yourself and increasing that love vibrational energy inside of you. And so being in the month of February, as I mentioned, with this collective energy of the majority being in this love vibration, it will just amplify it even more. And so speaking of the energies this month, in this whole year of 2021 that we just started, that the energies have also increased with manifestation and creation, and it seems to be much stronger this month, and it's going to continue to accelerate even more. So even if you're watching this in the future, this will definitely help you as well in healing and being more into your own love vibration, because it's also a part of the ascension path that we're on at this time here on Earth. And so there's so many changes happening around the planet, and so this would assist you in connecting more with your own twin flame, as well as assisting the collective of the whole ascension process that we're all in at this time. So being in this whole manifestation energy, and then you're adding the collective energy of everyone in the whole month of February, then you're just amplifying it even more. And what I mean by amplification, I just mean increasing it, turning up the volume. In other words, like the volume of your speakers for sound, is that we're turning up the volume for the energy in us, being more high vibrational and tuning in with it. So oftentimes, and also the other thing I wanted to share, it's, interweaving some of the astrological aspects, that we are in a Mercury retrograde at this time. So that means that almost a whole month of February, we're going to be in Mercury retrograde, including the day of Valentine's on February. So when a planet that is in retrograde, that just means going inside yourself. Because as we know, the twin flame energy is also about reflection, the reflection of our inner world to the external world. And our twin flame counterpart brings a lot of that out of us. So the more that we heal in us, in that moment inside of us, we're also healing with our twin flame, whether we're wisdom physically or not. But it does help bring in more of that energy of the twin flame and bringing that person to you in your own physical reality. And so, being that it's the planet of Mercury is a planet of communication. So because now that it's retrograde, that means there's communication that is just happening inside of you. So this month of February is the communication of your own love, your own self-love to yourself. So understanding that, sometimes when we go through certain heartbreaks, and it is a form of trauma, and that, will cause these pains around the heart, that will cause certain love blocks from us, wanting to self-love ourselves. And we grew up in a society that we were conditioned that self-love wasn't really taught. If anything, self-love was seen as being selfish. But self-love is not selfish. It is your authentic being of who you are. You already are love. And what is holding you from that is, certain traumas of pains and past relationships that you've had, that maybe you may not be conscious of, and some of it you are. But sometimes when we feel that we want to really expand and embrace someone else, or just open up to someone else to let into your heart, to love them again, it can feel like you're hitting a wall. And that wall is built around trauma and hurt. And that's something that the ego has built around the heart, because it's remembering that the last time it was in this relationship, it had this pain, or this certain pain. And so I experienced it myself when I went, after I went through my divorce. I remember feeling a very strong wall around my heart. I definitely didn't want to date. I didn't want to see anybody. I was just traumatized. I was afraid to just be out there. So I know the feeling of being in a heartbreak and feeling this pain of, trying to, your heart wants to expand more in love, because it is this natural state of expansion of that love, and it just would seem like a wall. It's an energy wall that is just built. It's a protective force. And even so that is, one of the causes of the trauma. But then there's also other limiting layers and patterns that get buried in ourselves as well, that come not only from this lifetime, but also from the past lifetimes of past relationships that we may not even remember or be aware of. So they get buried into the subconscious level, or in the quantum field, the quantum physics energy field that so many are talking about. And I am very supportive of the quantum physics field. It's something that I've been looking into as well, that I interweave into some of my love wisdom messages and work that I do with energy healing, because I also come with a scientific background. So to me, it just makes sense and it resonates. And so it all just interweaves in with the whole aspect of the energy. And so I interweave all this into my love wisdom messages of sharing with you to uplift and inspire and support and bring healing to you now than ever, because that is what we need right now. It's a lot of love in this world with all the changes that we're going through. And most importantly is the one that starts with the self-love. So, going back to this whole with the limiting beliefs of the old way of thinking with society that no longer serves or fits us, because we are expanding at a whole other level of vibrational energy. So there's this aspect of us that just wants to be free, and it wants to be free to love. And your own heart is calling you back to be that natural state of who you already are. And so if you're feeling those walls and energies and the traumas, that is, some layer in there that is blocking you from that love. So that's why I want to share these 3 sacred keys with you to help you with start loving yourself and expanding more into that love, and helping remove some of these limiting beliefs and layers of sabotaging blocks that keep us from being in our own authentic, natural state of love of who you already are. So, number 1, let go and forgive. Forgive everything that you think you may have done in the past, whatever regret or guilt there may be. So there is an aspect of this, right? The part is of letting go of that, not overthinking it, not overanalyzing it, not dwelling on it forever, that to the point that it just brings your energy down and it just brings you into this, state of grief and depression. So that's something that I had to learn after I went through my divorce. I overanalyzed and analyzed everything, asking myself, well, how did I get myself into this relationship that, just didn't work? It was so toxic. It was, all these things that was coming into my field, and I just couldn't understand why. And it's just too much in this brain, too much over analytical. So finally, I learned that by letting go, I was also forgiving myself. And so I was allowing myself to forgive myself for what I thought that I had, made a mistake or whatever. It was just all part of the state of this past that led me onto a different path that I needed to be on this different journey. So it served as a wake-up call for me. And so that is how, you have to, in a way, shift the perspective or shift it in a certain way that will help you look at it from an optimistic viewpoint of things, of just letting it go and just forgiving all of that of yourself, as well as forgiving the other as well. If you think if somebody has hurt you in a certain way, it's when you start to forgive yourself, it also creates a space to allow to forgive the other too. And so that's how you start to break down some of these limiting patterns and sabotaging love blocks around our heart. This wall starts to, like, layer by layer, break down the more you practice this first step. And so the one thing that really helped me let go, that it finally clicked in my head, was when I was watching this one movie with the tiger of I can't remember the name of it, but there was this part where they were in the water together, and so they had to take their leave after they landed on the island. And remember that the tiger, they had bonded on this journey. The ship had sank in the water, and the movie is called Life of Pi. Sorry about that. So Life of Pi, I don't know if you've seen it. It's not a true story, but it's a very inspirational, motivational movie. And so in this journey that this kid was finding himself, was heading towards America, United States, and this big ship that they were on ended up crashing. And on there were a bunch of animals. So almost everybody had just been wiped away except for the tiger and this one kid. And so they bonded on this journey. And so when, he had formed some form of attachment with this one tiger. And so when they landed to where they were, rescued in a safe land where they had made it to America at that point, and they were right at the beach area. And so the tiger just got up and just left and started to leave, but he didn't turn and look back. And so for the kid, it was actually really devastating, because he was looking at him and he was thinking, well, he didn't even say goodbye to me. And so that, in a way, it just clicked to me that there was an aspect of this letting go, that I had just formed this attachment to something that I was overanalyzing about why it happened, being in this state of victim energy, when we should be looking forward into this creative energy force. And that is where the energy is taking us, to be in this creative force of energy. And so that was the lesson from that, is, letting go, forgiving, and moving on. All right. So number 2 is to be in a state of gratitude. In this state of gratitude, think of the things that you're grateful about. Be proud of yourself, but not to be like in a state of over ego or anything like that, but just acknowledge the things that you should be grateful about for the things, anything like little, big, or that you're very grateful for the things that you've accomplished, things that you've done, or things that you're becoming or are. And so just, like looking at number 1, when you've let go, be grateful that you let go of something in the past that was hurting you from this past romantic relationship. So that's something also to be grateful about and be proud of. And be proud and grateful that you're even doing the healing work on yourself to really start to grow your own self-love. And those are a lot of things to be grateful about. And being in the gratitude energy just brings in more of that energy into your life. So it's just also a magnetic force. And it's also an aspect of self-love, because you're acknowledging yourself and everything that you've been through, and your own care and your own nurturing, and you're embracing all that you are, every aspect of you. And so that is very important, number 2. And number 3 is to do something fun that gives you joy. So being in the state of joy vibration, joy is another word for saying higher love. So it is a form of love, but at a much higher vibrational energy. So when you do things that you really love, that you like to have for fun, that bring you joy, it is also bringing more of your soul higher self aspect inside of you into this energy field in higher vibrational energy that helps you unite more with your human self as well. And it connects you more to your own source connection, and it starts to just peel away or break down some of these walls around the heart of protection, energy field, and all that. Letting there be this, heart expansion, because, laughter is also an aspect of joy. So just laugh at something, or just laugh at, the things that are happening. Like Laughter Yoga is for another example that would just bring you into the state of joy, because all you do is just laugh in there, and it is really fun. If that's something that resonates with you, right? Just giving you an example. And personally, I've done Laughter Yoga, and it's just so like amazing and funny, and it's just I just love it. So that's why one of the things that I recommend is one of the things that worked for me as well, as I was going through my own healing journey in my own divorce. And so, as I share, these 3 keys are the things that helped me in my own journey. And what happened is that when I started to step more into my own love, I also started to step more into my own soul purpose, as well as started to connect more to my own twin flame energy and being this magnetic force. And so the more you practice this, the more it will start to just break away this wall of these limiting patterns, these limiting beliefs, and these limiting sabotaging love blocks, and just start to automatically step more into who you really are, which is that you already are love. That is your soul essence of who you are. And that self-love is infinite. It is pure. And it is so unconditional. It just pours out of you from your own heart center. And it's so magnetic, when the heart is just expanding in this love, because it's also interconnecting with others as well. And especially with the twin flame. With the twin flame connection, it is through the heart. It is, very strong bonding heart connection energy. So that is why it's so important to heal this energy. If that is, what you're trying to get to, your twin flame love energy in your life. So I do hope that this message has helped you in your own healing journey. And being that it is the month of February, next weekend on Valentine's weekend, I will be posting a guided meditation, a Valentine's special meditation with your twin flame journey energy, and we'll be bringing in some of the romance angels and the twin flame angels to join us for this meditation. So I invite you to come, and if you really love this video and enjoy the message, please subscribe, click like, and share with others who can also benefit from this message. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next Love Wisdom video. And I also want to share that in my website that is in the description of this video, there is a free gift on there that is the 9 signs your heartbreak is a spiritual awakening. And it is a guide that indicates the signs of how this journey, if you've gone through a certain heartbreak, is actually a wake-up call for you in the past that you're turning into in a new journey, the same way that that happened to me when I went through my own divorce, which was my biggest heartbreak for me in my lifetime, that triggered so many things that led me down this path of these love wisdom messages in helping others to heal and repair their own hearts and be fully activated in their heart the way they're meant to be, because that is who you already are, that you already are this love, a state of being. And it's just a matter, your heart is just calling you back home to yourself. All right, so I look forward to connecting with you in the next Love Wisdom video, and I am sending you so much love. So be well and take care. Blessings to you.